Good morning and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View this morning. We're not here to take part, we're here to take over. Yes, and that's the cry and the call to Andy Irving. Is Andy Irving going to be the player who Celtic will go for rather than Lennon Miller? I think that the fact that Celtic could get Irving for around about £2 million and Lennon Miller, well, they're wanting around about £8 million, aren't they? So tell me what you think in the comments section. Do you think that Andy Irving, Brendan Rodgers, remember, about a week after the end of the season, says that he did want to make Scottish players. He wanted to bring more Scottish players into the club because, let's face it, there's a lack of talent coming through the system at the moment, which would help the current first team squad when it comes to Scottish players. But Stephen McManus, speaking for the media conference with regards to the Newcastle game, said it's not all bad when it comes to the B team. The fact that Jude Bonner is coming through the system, and Francis Turley also coming through the system, and Sean McArdle, never mind a defender that is also in and around the first team action now that came from the B team. So he said that there's at least 4 players that are going to break into the first team next season, hopefully, and as Celtic fans we all want that to happen. I think it'd be fantastic if these young guys can make the step up and make an impact on first team football next season. It is the Celtic way after all. But with the fact that Celtic seem to be cooling interest in Lennon Miller, the talk coming out about Andy Irving, and the fact that he made his Scotland debut. Was it his debut? I'm not too sure, but he was handed his international cap in the game last week, the 4-0 friendly win over Liechtenstein. Let's face it, I mean, anybody could have played that game and won. It's Liechtenstein. They're not exactly high ranking, are they? He does have an interesting career. I mean, a lot of people will say, but he was a Hearts man. He did start his career off at Hearts. He went to Berwick Rangers on loan. He went to Falkirk on loan, and then he went off to Austria. So he's seen a bit of the world. He went off to Austria, played in Austria for a few seasons, and then ended up at West Ham. He's been at West Ham for a couple of years now, and he's not really managed to get enough first team football, and it said that he could be looking for a move away to get some first team football. He would be great backup. He does play in that centre midfield role that Callum McGregor plays, and he could be one for the future. Obviously, we have Luke McCowan, who is also at Celtic, but he plays a little bit further forward, doesn't he? And he doesn't do the whole midfield role as well. Could it be the fact that Celtic are looking at him as a potential long-term replacement for Callum McGregor? Now, before you jump on it and say he's never good enough, you've got to remember that Scott Brown was a bit unfancied when he came to Celtic. From Hibs back in the day. Obviously he's not going to cost the money that Andy Irving's not going to cost the money that Scott Brown did, but the guy for Portobello, can he make up the Celtic Scotland contingent this summer? It's going to be an interesting one to see if anything does happen with that one over the next couple of weeks. Celtic are obviously looking to next week to announce some new players. We obviously know that the Fulham guy has potentially signed this deal or not. I mean, it hasn't been announced as yet. And then there's the whole ex-Aberdeen goalkeeper who's been released from Aberdeen. They've confirmed that he has been released from Aberdeen, Ross Dohan. Will Celtic go for a trio of announcements next week? Well, there's been linked with numerous wingers over the past couple of weeks as well. It does look like Brendan Rodgers and, dare say it, the transfer guru, the football doctor, seem to be working their magic in the background of Celtic, but we'll wait until the transfer window does open again on Monday. It is closed due to the World Club Football Competition. Has anybody even watched it? I've never heard anyone talking about it. It's one of these... I mean, it's getting played in America for starters, and the Americans shouldn't be allowed to do anything with football. It's all about money. And I mean, when they first got the World Cup back in was it '94 that they got the World Cup? Nobody even watched football in America back then. I mean, it is an up-and-coming sport, but they still don't fancy it. They call it soccer. They call it soccer. It's good to see that Kevin Bridges, if you follow, it's totally off topic, by the way, but it's Saturday morning and we get to do stuff like that. Kevin Bridges is taking a tour of America. And he's just going to rip you pure piss at them, isn't he? But he's extended dates, so fair play to Kevin Bridges. Fair play to Kevin Bridges, who is one of us, obviously. He is a Celtic man, and that's the only reason that he's getting a little comment. But he'll go over there and he'll just rip the pure nutter piss out of them. You get all the spring break stuff and everything. We could do a little bit of spring break today. The weather here is around about 32 degrees and it's fucking boiling. I noticed the weather back home in Scotland this morning was horrendous as I was tracking a flight leaving Scotland, and I had to make a detour over Ireland and come down the Irish Sea because the weather was so bad. Anyway, we move on from that. When it comes to transfers, obviously there's the Odsonne Edward link. I don't think that will happen. Celtic aren't going to go backwards when it comes to going for strikers. I can't see that happening at all until Celtic confirm that a player has had a medical, and there's that many names getting thrown about just now. It's an unbelievable time of year, and the same happened last summer. The same did happen last summer. We were mentioned with about 20 players last summer, and we didn't get half the ones that were linked with us. But tell me what you think about the whole Andy Irving situation. Would he be a good asset at the club? A player that has lost his way. This is where Celtic always seem to do well. They get players that have been on a little bit of a journey, and you could think Nico Kuhn has had a similar type of journey. Been through various clubs, never kind of just kicked on a level. Celtic go in and buy them. They come to Celtic, they turn it up a notch, and they get a run of games, and then that's it. Would Andy Irving be a similar type of position, a player? I mean, we know that Callum McGregor's not going to do 50 odd games next season. Callum McGregor gets to the end of the season, the past 2 seasons now, and he's complained about calf issues. So maybe Celtic are actually thinking long term. It's like Callum's only got a couple of seasons left in him, so it could be the fact that, is this the guy? Is he the guy to take Celtic forward in that midfield? And is it the fact that Lennon Miller has been priced at a move to Celtic and he's sitting thinking, no, I'm going to go to Italy or something? There's a lot of speculation that he will go to Italy, but who knows? Tell us in the comments section. Anyway, it is just a quick video this morning with the Celtic news. I am heading up to the airport. Bad news for Anderlecht, as a player has chosen Celtic. It's been alleged. We'll wait until that one is confirmed. Although there is lots of people talking about the Swedish player getting ready. But Anthony Joseph of Sky Sports last night reported the 3 positive balance. He says Celtic have agreed terms with the winger. 23-year-old winger, believed to have been sold on a move to Celtic amidst a number of clubs, said Anthony Joseph, and it appears to be a bid around about 1.7 million, about £2 million, sources in Denmark have said. So we look as if we are going to get a lot of business done next week. Anything to control the narrative. And Brendan Rodgers, and I think the good thing about this transfer window is Brendan Rodgers is getting the players in before pre-season. We've seen the way that he kind of had a dig last summer when he was in America. He had a dig at Nicholson and Chris Mackay and he said at the end of the window, he said on the day after the window closed, he says that he thought that the hierarchy upstairs could have acted a bit quicker when it come to negotiations, and it looks like Brendan's getting his way. Is it the fact that he's got Paul Tisdale in? I don't know. And he's got a little bit of backup within the boardroom level. I mean, Tisdale's in charge of the footballing. He's not in charge of the football department, is he? Because that comes under Brendan, but he's under Football Matters. It's a weird one. Anyway, it seems to be working well. So on that note, if there's any other news, we will hopefully have an update maybe today, maybe not. The Anthony Joseph one is probably the most trusted one that's out there at the moment. Celtic have been granted permission to talk to the Swedish international. We've done not too bad with Swedish players over the years, except maybe, well, yeah, there has been one or two that's slipped through the net, isn't there? Anyway, have an absolutely fantastic day, Celtic fans, wherever you are, all around the world. I'm going to get some suntan lotion on.